Well, I only need one. I only need one.
Yeah, well, let's just do it again. All right. Hey, welcome to Snackdown. This is Justin, and I'm with...
Andy.
And we have another special guest this week, and this is...
Anthony.
Awesome. And so, Anthony is from...
They really should. Everybody knows who I am just from my first name.
Yeah. Anthony, all lowercase.
Yeah.
Italics.
Right.
Well, why don't you say the different things you're involved with?
So I own a business called EatLocalCNY. We promote locally owned restaurants.
Awesome.
And I do advertising for 5 restaurants in town. And then I also work for Cafe Kubal, and I do all of their advertising and their wholesale.
Sweet. I was going to say, oh yeah, so we are here at the Cafe Cabal
Kind of.
headquarters.
At the headquarters,
actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're upstairs above the coffee roaster.
It smells, like when we walked in, I was like, this smells really good. This whole building kind of smells good.
Yeah, that's probably, I'd say, like one of the top 3 best things about working here.
Yeah.
Just the smell.
Name some other things.
The paycheck and the vacation time.
Oh, that's good. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. I got a question. So, you're working here. Is there just like coffee breath just like rampant?
Ooh.
Is there peppermint gum everywhere?
Yeah, there isn't. But I'm wondering if I have coffee breath.
No, you don't.
Thing.
Like I'm not picking up on it. I like radiate it though. Like so if I was like working here, people would be like,
I wonder though if that's a thing. Is like everybody drinks their coffee black. It's like a thing. Like if you're into specialty coffee, you really shouldn't put anything in it. And so I wonder if coffee breath comes from people who drink it with like cream. Do you drink coffee with cream? And
you might not have listened to this episode of the large amount of half and half Justin has in his house at any given point in time.
Wow.
It's a half gallon.
Really?
It's a half and half and half.
That much half and half.
Well, I mean, it lasts for a long time, so
Sure
it does.
I mean, you don't need to keep running out of the store.
Yeah, that's true.
I used cream in my coffee if it's not good coffee.
Yes.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm drinking it out of like an old like drip coffee pot, so it's just
like a peasant.
the cream kind of cuts
like a peasant.
The
old coffee, the leftover coffee. Yeah. Very cool.
So we've got. You can.
No. You go first.
We've got a couple things here today. Anthony was able to grab us a couple things, so we've got some beers here.
Yeah.
And the beers are from IBU.
Yeah. So IBU in Mattydale. Shout out to the 2 Mikes. Yeah, they're a pretty awesome local group of guys that make beer.
That's awesome.
Been in business for 3 years, and they hooked us up with a nice variety 4-pack. Actually, this beer here is their one that they did with, I think it was 16 different businesses all chipped in, breweries chipped in to do that.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I like the cans that they have, like the artwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I forget the guy's name. It's the one friend of theirs that does it for all of them. These 2 are new.
Nice.
So the one, it's the Wolfman on one, Teen Wolf, not the Wolfman, that was the old 50s radio host.
No, Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Wolfman.
It was an oldie station, right? So it's not him, it's Teen Wolf. That would be funny, though. Somebody should make a beer with the Wolfman from like the oldies radio DJ.
So we've got the beer from IBU Brewery on Buckley.
They are right on Route 11. They're behind the Mr. Tire, so you can see their sign clear as day, but you have to drive behind Mr. Tire to get there.
Yeah, it's like line of sight for sure. I haven't been to the brewery yet, but I have also little kids at home, so it's just tough to
for sure.
head up a bunch of breweries. So.
Yeah. It's a family. They do movie nights. They do movie nights.
For kids?
Yeah. It's like Animal House, so it depends on how old your kids are.
For kid making.
Yeah.
So we've got that beer.
Yep.
We got some Funkin' Waffles, so we're going to kind of dive in. Everyone picked their own waffles, so. And then you were able to procure, if you will, some donuts.
Yeah. Do you want to take a look?
No, not yet.
Okay.
There's like a surprise box.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, not yet.
I got donuts from Paul Valenti over at Glazed and Confused.
Cool.
So, yeah.
How long's he been in business?
I'd say it's been just over a year if you factor in their location, but all the time that he did with events and weddings.
Mm-hmm. So they did a lot of catering and that before.
Yeah.
As they were building up, getting their...
Yeah, I don't know how much catering they did. I know they did like Taste of Syracuse for a couple of years. Actually, it's pretty funny. I didn't even plan this, and then you just mentioning that made me think. If I am recommending to someone how to start a business, I point to these 2 companies in Syracuse.
And just like the way that they built up.
Yeah.
Not cart before the horse, just like incrementally.
Yeah, them and actually Kasai Ramen a little bit too.
What about ramen?
Kasai Ramen.
is Kasai Ramen.
You've never heard of Kasai Ramen?
Have you?
Justin, have you heard of Kasai Ramen?
No, I haven't.
Just lie to him.
Oh my
Just lie to him,
God.
bro.
Well, let me see.
Just lie to him. Just make it
So
up.
I write down like a list of restaurants, and I wrote down a noodle place, and I can't remember if this is it or not.
It's why I think like
that was Noodle Doodle.
Wait, Noodle Doodle?
No,
What
it's
are you
not.
talking
I was
about?
going to say, was there a place called Noodle Doodle?
'Cause we'll be back in 5 minutes. We're going to be relocating to Noodle
That's
Doodle.
not on my list, so I've never heard of them.
Wow,
Yeah.
they're down in Armory Square.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a
I gotta
cool
check that
spot.
out because I was talking with someone else the other day about getting good ramen in Syracuse.
Yeah, there isn't another ramen shop. Like that's the only ramen only place.
So it's just ramen only.
They have a few other dishes, but their thing is ramen.
Their main thing is ramen. Okay.
He just bought some crazy expensive like noodle maker machine from
course.
like Japan.
That's awesome.
They were making them by hand.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a task.
yeah,
For like a business.
right. And it's good ramen. It's really good ramen. He's a white guy from Philly. I've had him on the Eat Local podcast. His name's Kyle Mastro Pietro.
Well, you guys want to
Pop
get
some
into
beers.
some food?
Yeah.
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, man.
and get some beer. Look, So what beer would we be having with waffles? What would you think?
So these two right here, Lunch Lady Dunes, and I don't even know what this one is. It's so new. Oh, the Frat House. So these two are best with something sweet. These two are a little bitter.
Okay, but you got something savory, and kind of so did you in
Yeah.
terms of waffles.
I
think.
don't- it's fine.
Okay,
Just pop it open.
it's Justin's like, just get
I
one.
mean, if you've had enough beer, it doesn't really matter what you're eating with
That's
it.
kind of true. That's true. So I don't think we've actually had like a full meal on here.
No, this is it. We got
I
lunch and dessert.
This is actually a Thanksgiving dinner. So.
yeah, that is
Wow.
like a decent portion.
So should we go around the table and say which ones we've got?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So mine is a bacon, brie, and basil waffle with some like apricot jam sauce
Sounds
or
good.
something like that.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot on this podcast about this being the summer of herbaceous cocktails. So this is an herbaceous waffle.
My-
My basil.
You didn't see it because you like texted me, but like my eyes lit up when I saw it. You're like, I'm gonna get something with basil. I'm like, oh hell yeah. I went with the all shook up, which is banana, peanut butter, and bacon waffle.
Nice.
And you ended up with
This is their, I forget what is it called, the Jive Turkey. It's the waffles made out of Thanksgiving stuffing, and then mashed potatoes, roast turkey, gravy, and cranberry sauce.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
That was
it's actually
freaking
the
amazing.
only waffle I've ever had there. I've
Really?
only been to Funkin' Waffles 3 times.
wow, and you got
And
that all the
I
time.
got that
It's
every
so
time.
good. You just
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's get eating, guys, because
Sweet.
Should we pour those beers too?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Which one do you want?
all of them.
How about the collab?
Yeah.
You want to
Oh
start
yeah.
there?
Yeah. So what type of beer is this? It's a collab, but it's
It's a Northeast hazy.
Yeah, Session New England IPA, 4.2%.
it's very refreshing. Like it's
Yeah.
it's real tasty.
I'm gonna go radio silent for a little bit because I need to get at this because
Yeah.
Justin's already picking through. What is it? Is it like a marmalade on there?
It's like an apricot. I don't know if it's a jam or a whatever, but it mixes well with the brie.
I'm gonna guess marmalade. What's a marmalade?
That's something.
Huh?
It's a jam, a jelly, and a marmalade.
Is that what it is?
No, I'm just saying. Those are 3 things that exist. I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, neither do I. I once I was at Wegmans and I wanted to feel a little bit more sophisticated. So I bought a jar of orange marmalade or something like that. And I was like, you know what? From now on, I'm just going to have this really nice, I've got like Ezekiel bread. So I'm going to have like this extra bread and orange marmalade and a cup of coffee every morning. And I'd never had orange marmalade before. And that Monday morning I had it and it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever had before.
Oh, really?
And I was like, never mind.
You're not a marmalade fan?
Not a marmalade fan.
I couldn't tell you whether I am or not because I can't remember the last time I've had a marmalade.
I'm kind of in the same grain. I kind of want to be a marmalade guy now.
Yeah. There's a story from Kasai Ramen, oddly enough.
Where?
Kasai Ramen, the noodle place. What was it? Noodle Poodle? What was the name of that place in
Noodle
Shopping
Doodle.
Town?
Noodle doodle.
Noodle Doodle.
Actually, that's like a that'd be like a paint and sip instead of like wine. You'd do
Oh.
like
Noodles.
Yeah.
yeah, ramen. Yeah.
You just handed like napkin and crayons
Yeah.
and like
Noodles and doodles.
You just
Noodles.
doodle while you're eating your
You're like-
noodles.
Friends of mine just went to one of the paint and sip things, and they were the only 2 people there.
Really? Oh my god.
I don't know why I think that would just suck. That would be awful.
Well, then you feel like the teacher's like judging you. They're like, no, I didn't tell you to do it like that. Ding dong.
Andy, you are like going to town on that waffle. Because I started before you, and you've well past me.
Catching up there, buddy.
So what's your favorite restaurant in the area?
I don't know. I've been trying to like branch out. Like part of the group, like Where Syracuse Eats on Facebook. But I've gone to the Evergreen recently a couple times. I really like that place.
Yeah, they do some good stuff there.
Yeah. And I went to the Brine Well the other day.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I really liked it.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I just got the classic Rochester one because I was like, I'm going to get a garbage plate. I want,
Yeah, you want the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend did a build your own, and he said it was really good, which is pretty cool that you can do that.
Yeah, for sure. The thought of a garbage plate doesn't appeal to me. I hate pasta salad and that kind of stuff, so that could be why. But just the thought of like throwing a bunch of things together, I'm like, it doesn't sound good.
And see, it's weird because I'm not a person that like mixes my food.
Yeah.
I keep them, segmented. And then when people are like, this goes on top, I'm like, just put it on the side. I like the...
You guys realize like what you're eating right now.
Yeah, no, it's just a pile of stuff. But
Anthony's like, I like keeping my food separate as he eats.
That's how you eat an entire
it's just like a tower of
turkey
of everything.
Just throw it on top of each other.
I really like the invention of these segmented plates,
Oh yeah,
It's
like
nice.
I
You
use
gotta
that for
keep Yeah.
my kid.
Like the bento box?
Yeah. So when I went to get my first garbage plate years ago, I was like, I don't know. But I think you just got to like mentally think of it as one thing.
Right.
Like a casserole is a big mix of things. You know what I mean?
They're inseparable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear that a garbage plate is good hangover food.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
It's
because
good study food too.
Yeah.
So is Noodle Poodle, or whatever it was called. Noodle Doodle.
Noodle Doodle at Shoppingtown Mall.
There's a little bit more left.
That's a good beer.
That is
You'd
really
like
good
it.
beer.
Go for it,
Yeah,
Justin.
more.
So
You guys
good.
want any more of this?
No, I'm good.
It's all you. Kill it, Mr. IPA man.
So my little secret for IBU is, which that tastes pretty much exactly like their beer called Jimmy's Juice Box, which is a New England IPA.
Uh-huh.
So you get that, and then their Tardy Slip, which is a sour, one in each hand.
Just
Drink
kind of
one,
sip,
drink
sip,
the other.
sip.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy's Juice Box sweet? Is that why it's called Jimmy's Juice Box?
It depends on when they make it. So the other Mike who works there has done it before with Newman's Own juice.
Oh, really? I bet that's expensive.
I think it was expensive. It was also pretty good. That was pretty sweet. You kind of lost the bite of like a typical hazy IPA. But that was pretty interesting too. So he would like add more and more and more and more for each batch. So,
Wow.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite beer?
Like favorite all-time ever beer?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Actually, this leads me into my next question for you. This isn't an interview.
Yeah.
We're kind of sitting and talking.
Right.
But it is an interrogation.
Okay. Let me take a bite.
So like brace yourself.
Turn the lights off. It lives in like the soul light over the...
We do the question. So pick a season for your ideal season. Come on, man. This is what we're doing. This is it. Pick a season, pick a meal, pick a drink.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be like your top everything, but like pick a season or whatever is like the most forward part of that decision making, and then build it based on that.
Season is in season of the year.
Yes.
Autumn, fall.
Nice.
Yeah. I think everybody, I'd say 90% of the people in Syracuse would choose that.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Autumn means winter.
Yeah.
It's such a small time in New York.
Right. Yeah. Autumn. Yeah, it is.
I like the 24 hours of autumn. What one meal do you make during that time?
I do
During
like autumn,
those
though.
24 hours.
Depending on if it hits during dinner time.
Do I make or do I buy?
Eat.
Do
Whatever
I
you eat.
Ooh.
So autumn, what are you eating? What's the favorite meal in autumn?
I'm just thinking of like my favorite meal of all time, and that would be the fish dinner at Doug's Fish Fry in Skinny Alice.
Nice. But the fish fry. So like fish fry sandwich or the
It's
off the bun?
No, it's like the sandwich dinner. So it's
Nice,
the
nice,
sandwich,
yeah.
fries, and coleslaw.
Okay. And then with that, what's your favorite drink?
Am I consuming that while I'm consuming dinner?
Like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
like your perfect
yeah.
an
Yeah.
autumn
okay.
meal.
Yeah. This is like the treat yourself in autumn meal.
Okay. then it would, because I'm at Doug's, and
Yeah.
if you get Doug's to go, it sucks.
You know, you could sneak in any drink.
I would. Okay. Well,
Right?
The first thing I would say is the Doug's Pale Ale that they have made for
Do
them.
they have one?
Yeah.
Who makes it?
I don't know. It's like what's it called? The Life Preserver. You know, the ring. Like that's the logo for it.
Okay.
And then immediately after that, I would go across the street and get a pumpkin coffee at Skinny Atlas Bakery.
Wow. Oh, you
They
followed up
pumpkin.
with dessert.
Yeah.
Good for
That's-
you.
Yeah.
We never do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
That's awesome. I don't think we've ever incorporated dessert into that.
And if I could add another element, I would then go smoke my pipe down in the park by the water. Yeah, so
Feed the ducks.
I actually pretty much do that every day in autumn. So
Do you?
there we go.
Corn cob? Corn cob?
Yeah, corn cob, man.
So if
Very
anyone's
good.
looking for Anthony, he's in autumn. He's smoking his pipe
he
at
is
Skinny Alice.
feeding the ducks. Right?
Yeah.
Do you actually feed the ducks?
No, I don't feed the ducks. I grew up in a, my Italian grandmother hated ducks. She said that they ducks brought in the Black Plague back in the day, so if she saw a duck, she immediately pulled out a broom. Yeah.
Did she mean?
I thought you were going to say like
mice?
No, she was not. Huh?
Rats?
She loved them. She had pet. No, I'm just kidding. She, I don't think she also liked
Big
them.
rat fan.
But she really hated ducks.
Oh my
for
God.
some reason.
She's holding a rat and like petting it. Like, I hate those ducks.
She actually trained the rats to go after the ducks.
The rats also had brooms. Yeah.
Yeah, the rats,
Yeah.
tiny little brooms. This is getting a little too Dr. Seuss right now.
Well, it is autumn and it's Saturday, so
That's true.
yeah.
So, should we open another beer?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What do you want next?
Maybe something that goes well with a donut,
Okay.
depending on what that donut is.
Well, there's
Don't tell-
only.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell.
I feel like when we open the box, light is going to come out. It's going to be like, whoa.
This is a stout. This is a breakfast stout.
Ooh, that might be nice, too.
Yeah, so this one has our coffee in it.
Oh, really?
Cafe Cabal coffee in it.
Awesome. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's absolutely do that.
It's actually really disgusting. I don't think you're going to like it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, good pour. Good pour. Can I give it a sniff, or should I wait
Just
for
give
you
it a
guys?
sniff. Get a little foam on your nose.
Yeah, so this is Lunch Lady Dunes, the breakfast stout.
Smells good.
Yeah, that smells really good.
As stouts go, that's not bad.
It definitely tastes like coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a super heavy stout. It's actually kind of crisp for
Yeah.
a stout. You know.
I'm not really a big stout fan, and this isn't bad.
All right, let's
It's
get
very
into.
good.
I'd say let's get into that donut while we got a nice breakfast.
All right.
Here it is.
Everybody ready?
All right, there's going to be a sound that plays when this opens. It's going to be angels.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
Can I guess the name of this?
Yeah.
The Cookie Monster.
No, actually, that's
What?
This is their Shark Week donut.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
like that.
Get a nice up close.
Raspberry-filled yeast donut, crushed graham crackers, and Oreo.
They look great.
Yeah.
I like the fins. Yeah, now I see it.
They did shark-themed donuts all week for Shark Week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are double stuff Oreos. They look like it.
Yeah, definitely looks a little bigger. Dive in.
Wow, they look really good.
Yeah. So what's pretty funny is, I think it's funny. You probably don't think it's funny at all.
I'll laugh. I'll laugh.
Thank you. Get ready. I'll tell you when. Every Friday, I go to Glazed and Confused and get 6 Fill It Friday donuts. And then I go to the Sweet Praxis and get a gluten-free muffin.
Oh, yeah. Sweet praxis.
Yeah, and bring it here for coworkers. And I didn't go to Glazed and Confused today because I was on the keto thing. And I was like, I'm going to be good. I'm not going to do this. And then, here we go. It's Saturday on the podcast. And I just had the Thanksgiving waffle and a couple beers and this donut.
This thing is exploding.
Yeah,
Is that, so the raspberry filling like the blood in the water from the,
I think it is.
these are really good.
This blue icing is glowing. Isn't it so bright? It's like electric blue. I think that was a crayon color.
They should make a marmalade filled donut.
And Trick Anthony.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's very nice.
Especially paired with that beer.
Yeah, it feels like breakfast, but we're like drinking alcohol. Right? Like this isn't that far off. Like this is very coffee heavy.
Yeah.
It tastes like you took a cup of coffee and just kind of like added something to it. You know what I mean?
Booze.
Like a cold brew.
Yeah.
You took a cold
Like
brew.
beer
and
is like the modifier in that.
Yeah.
It's like not like coffee. It's not like, oh, beer with coffee. It's like coffee with beer.
They're the only ones I've ever had a coffee beer where it did taste like coffee.
It's good though.
I've
Like,
had
I like that it leans that way.
Yeah. It tastes exactly like coffee.
Yeah.
It tastes like a little bit of fizzy coffee.
That's why I start my morning with one of these.
Yeah. Every morning. Just swerving into a Glazed and Confused. Let's give him 6 more. Anthony, you were here just 20 minutes ago. Was I?
Does it smell like coffee? Could you get away with that? No.
Probably.
If you added some half and half.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe?
Would
we
it
could
curdle that-
do
that
that?
point?
That
No,
would
yeah,
totally
it
curdle.
It'd be like chunky. It's just coffee, sir.
Justin's still going to try it.
You got like chunks of like cream in your teeth.
Yeah.
This is really good. Maybe I do like
Stouts?
Well, I'm like,
maybe this fall is going to be...
No, I just think maybe I like more beers than I thought. I've just more gravitated towards the IPA, just because I like that floral taste. Mm-hmm. But since we've done this podcast and we've started drinking other things, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. This is good. It's like, maybe I do like those other things.
This podcast is an intervention for you.
Yeah.
Justin, you need to branch out.
It's true, and it's making me branch out.
What's your favorite, like, alcoholic beverage? Could be beer, a wine, cocktail.
I drink a lot of whiskey.
Okay.
I don't have one.
Really?
Yeah.
Just kind of whatever's free.
Yeah.
Whatever's available.
Whatever I can fit in a paper bag.
I do love a good cocktail. And the more cocktails we make, I'm like, this is really good. But like, I'm at home, it's like a lot of ingredients, you know, and then if you go out and get like a nice cocktail, it's kind of like expensive.
Yeah, it's like $20 nowadays.
We made something called a Gold Rush the other day, and we've kind of been making them frequently. Not super frequently, guys. I mean, I don't have a problem.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So it's called a Gold Rush, and it's got whiskey, lemon juice, and then honey water, which is like equal parts honey and water.
Okay.
I think it just like blends up a little better when you put it in a shaker, and it's just refreshing. It's just nice. Yeah.
So the honey and water are in a shaker. It's not just like
so
honey and water.
The honey and water, you're like simmering so that they're like well blended, and then you cool it down.
So it kind of makes the honey just less thick.
And so that like when you're adding ice to the whole concoction, it just mixes up well and doesn't just like smatter in the bottom.
I was just making sure like the honey water wasn't like a $50 little vial that somebody sold for this drink.
Sold by Gwyneth Paltrow.
Although maybe we should do that. The Snackdown honey water for
yeah. Blessed by Justin.
Each can is like kissed.
Yeah. That was a pretty good sound effect. You guys can use that for whatever.
Oh, thank you.
That one's free.
Do you have a favorite?
I guess a favorite just based on how many times I drink it would be New England IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the time of year, you know. Right now I'm drinking, as much as I hate to admit it, it's like called High Water or High something, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's like a sparkling seltzer.
Okay, I thought you were going to say like a CBD.
No, I am not I don't know. I never got it.
Okay.
So the local video store near me.
Yeah, family video.
Yeah, they're always advertising, instead of the movies they have, what CBD things they have.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then the other day I was like, it's a hot one out there, cool off with the CBD water.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's get
another beer. Does anybody want to finish off the breakfast?
Speaking of Fratimal House,
I can't finish off all of them, I feel.
Sure, you can.
Go for it. You go for it.
Okay.
This is actually a mixed berry smoothie sour ale.
Wow, that's interesting.
Lots of modifiers in there. No, it's not a crazy one. It's only 6.2 ABV, so that's kind of nice.
And what's this one?
12 IBUs. Well, this is looking. It's got some pink lemonade.
One would say rosé with foam.
Ooh, foam-zade. No, that's not it. This kind of looks like a San Pellegrino, sort of.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe.
It's with a big head.
Oh, I think that picked up on your fizz. The fizz rating? No, we're not doing that. Polls?
We haven't done a poll in a long time.
Poll. Gosh,
it's hard to keep track of all that stuff. I have the same 4 questions that I ask every guest on my podcast when I remember.
Who would you fight? Who would you... No. You got to kill one? What are the questions? Or should we save it for the pod at some point? See how we just invited ourselves over?
Yeah. No, the questions are like, what are you making for dinner if there's just always something in your fridge? Like you always have rice in your pantry or whatever it is. Favorite restaurant, favorite meal. Yeah.
Those 3.
That's only 3. I think the 4th one I forget. That's why I never ask them those questions at the podcast.
And the last one is on my hand, but it's smudged at this point. That's all.
No, so you asked me what my favorite was. Yeah. Do you have a favorite, or can you not pick a favorite?
Favorite restaurant?
Yeah.
Deefy cuisine, which is...
I've wanted to go there.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
What sort of food?
I'd say it's not French. It's hard to pare down. So when you go into Deefy, they have a menu, and you can go in and get just an entree. Like you get a bowl of pasta for $20, but it's something that they made, and it's grain that they milled themselves into wheat. It's just crazy.
Wow.
But they have this 4, 5, and 6 course tasting menu, I think. Yeah, I think those are the numbers. Anyways, you can go in, I think it's like $75 for the 4 course, or maybe $60. But anyways, if you order that, you sit around the bar and the kitchen is right there. So, and it's 2 chefs that both own it. And so Chef Cody has the left side, and he has the equipment he likes to use. Chef Nick has the right side. He has the equipment he likes to use. So like Cody has that French style burner where like it's all flat across the top and the flames underneath and you cook whatever on it. Nick has traditional burners, you know.
Are these like different colors? Like is one side like red and one side's
that'd
like
be cool.
blue?
No, they're
like
not.
One guy like spikes his hair and the other one's like kind of like laid back.
They're both pretty much bald. Cody's definitely bald. Yeah.
Does one play Pokemon Red and the other play Pokemon?
Actually. But if you order the tasting menu, one of the chefs comes out to you and asks you a series of questions about yourself.
Like social security number.
Yeah. Most of them are about food, obviously. And, you know, if you have any aversions, allergies, 1 to 10 on the spicy scale, 1 to 10 on, you know, like experimenting with different foods. And then they go back and look at a list of ingredients they have in their walk-in cooler and then consult with one another and make a spontaneous menu just for you.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, yeah, it's pretty wild. So I've been there
And
a few
anyone can
times.
just do that? Or does it have you like have an appointment or something
No,
like that?
you can walk in off the street and do that. You don't have to have a
it sounds
reservation.
like-
You just
sounds
have to
like by
order.
appointment.
You have to go for their tasting menu if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
I've only done the only times I've eaten there. I've only done that, the 4-course, and they also do cocktail pairings or drink pairings with each course if you want. And same thing, the chef will think of a cocktail he's making a dish and tell the bartender what to make. Cody is an advanced sommelier, so he's like the step below like the expert or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just wild. They're doing some amazing work and putting out amazing quality food.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've heard about
Yeah.
it and I've wanted to go.
They're on the card. Did I give you one?
Yeah, I got one. Yeah. I didn't tell you about it. Sorry, Dustin.
So what does this do? You guys keep talking about this card. I missed that.
So if you go out to eat, there's 100 restaurants that participate on it. If you go out to eat at one of them and you spend $25 or more, you just show your card when you go to pay your bill and they give you $5 off.
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was so. This kind of tasted just like kombucha, like boozy
That's
kombucha.
what it was. That's what it was.
That is what it is,
Like
yeah.
I thought it tasted like something, but I couldn't think of what it was.
because kombucha is fermented as well.
Right.
But this was like they're like
Yeah.
no, we want it like super boozy.
It's like grapefruity.
It's
Yeah.
like they let it ferment too long, and so it's like,
Yeah, they
well,
just
it's a
kept
beer now.
They just kept feeding it sugar.
It's like, oh shoot, there's something I'm forgetting.
Oh,
There's
my
kombucha I was
No.
fermenting.
I wonder if they're going to get sued the heck out of for Otto the Orange.
Oh yeah,
You know?
because guess what? I mean, Q's Juice is getting like
Oh yeah, I have them on my podcast on Monday.
destroyed.
Yeah, I was just at the Lock Distillery like a week ago.
Where is that?
It's over in
Phoenix, right?
yeah, it's in Phoenix.
Oh.
And
Was
they
that
were
like a
like,
rooftop?
buy it up because it's changing its name.
Crazy.
I've got one.
I've never had the stuff.
I mean, it's an orange liqueur, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Put it
not
in
like
everything.
I couldn't just like pour a glass of orange liqueur and just be like, oh yeah, this is good stuff.
Over
it's meant
ice.
to go with something. So.
Yeah. Paul did a donut once with a little thing of orange Q's juice.
Oh really?
Yeah, one of those like plastic little things where like when you bite into it, it pours out.
Oh, like a
Wow.
you mean a Tide Pod?
Yeah, exactly. It's a Tide Pod filled donut.
Very nice.
That would be amazing. I wonder if anybody ever did that.
Well, they did it once.
So wait, there was alcohol in the donut though?
Yeah, so it's like the plastic, I don't want to call it a syringe, but you know, it's like whatever it is. And they stick it in the top of the donut, and then as you bite into it, all the liquor comes out.
Wow.
I thought it was like a plastic
Pods?
membrane. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was Tide Pods actually.
Yeah, like that water,
orange-
the water that comes in balls that you just kind of eat. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Like bottleless water.
Yeah,
Isn't it like one gulp though?
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Is it?
for like runners.
Really?
I think so. That's me. I don't run.
I mean, I guess it would be good, like after a marathon when there's like cups all over the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, for sure.
That's probably what it's
sure.
for. Because I was gonna say, if you're hiking,
Yeah.
you had to have a backpack full of little water balls.
So it's basically like a water balloon with a edible
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. A biodegradable water balloon.
I wonder if the original purpose was like eco-friendly water balloon fights, and then they're like, we should market this differently.
Yeah.
Let's turn it into drinking.
The worst would be if people were just eating these things and it turned out it was just made out of plastic. And
Yeah.
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 But they were like eco-terrorists that were doing it. They're like, now you know how the fish
whales
feel.
feel,
Or is it-
yeah.
yeah. This is really derailing.
That goes in line with the Shark Week donut, though. So
yeah,
it's true.
That's true.
Back, marine
true.
life.
Thank you. Oh my god.
The donuts were good.
They were
very good.
Everybody should go spend hundreds of dollars at Glazed and Confused. He's doing it again, a cannoli-filled donut.
God, that sounds great.
That thing is out of this world. Yeah.
I would have to take a nap after that.
I would like a donut with like a cream cheese frosting or something.
Oh, yeah.
He just did that. He just did a cheese Danish last week.
Oh, I love cheese Danish.
You got to follow
Does
him.
it still exist?
No, he does it every Friday. There's a different filled donut.
Does that one last for the week or just for that Friday?
Just that for until he sells out.
Do that.
Wow.
They open at 7, and he's been sold out of the Philip Friday donuts by like 7:45.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How'd you snag these? Did they make them special?
I'm friends with Paul, so I called him and said, there's a podcast, and we're going to bring donuts, and what do you have? And he said, I'm on my way to Saratoga, but there's 6 of them at the store waiting for you. So,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. Same thing with the beer, the guys. I messaged, as soon as we got off the phone, I messaged Mike. I was like, I'm going to be on a podcast. Can I come get beer? He's like, yep, I'm here.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like these donuts, though. I think I could do without probably just the Oreo.
Okay.
Do without the Oreo.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, yeah, I could just do the Oreo. I'm like, well, that's just an Oreo cookie.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty good. I like them. I think they're definitely, I'm not the hugest raspberry guy.
Yeah.
What do you think is dusted on there?
Graham crackers.
Is it graham cracker?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a nice color blue.
It's a very... I wonder how much dye they had to use for that blue.
A lot.
So speaking of graham cracker, I had to go to a doctor's appointment.
Where is this going? All right, so hold on. Let me just back up. So speaking of graham cracker, I had to go to this doctor's appointment.
Yeah, no.
If you don't have diabetes in this next
back around to the graham
right.
cracker. Right. Let's do a story time. I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and they had to take blood. So I had to fast, of course. And it was like at 11.
Oh,
so
God.
that means I didn't
taking blood.
Yeah, so that means I couldn't eat until like the night before, unless I woke up in like the middle of the night and ate.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then while I was there, it took forever. Like I had to get like a tetanus shot, and then like all these other things. So then I was like starving. So I'm like, what can I eat while I'm here at work?
Yeah.
And there was a box of graham crackers that have been sitting there forever. They expired like a year ago, but I was like,
you're just crushing
I have to. I ate like an entire package.
Did it taste like dust?
I mean, I thought it tasted good, but I was also like ravenously hungry.
Yeah. You know, you could like eat, you're like, oh man, I could have eaten cardboard at that point. Like you were probably actually eating cardboard at that point.
I was like, what's the expiration date? Oh.
You were like,
I'm like, it's graham cracker. Does it really?
It doesn't really go bad.
No,
I think it just gets tasteless and stale.
I don't think that follows through, guys.
I mean, that's what these are on the donuts. It's really, really, really old graham crackers. So we're still fine.
Oh, it tastes like sand. They're like, actually, that's what we're trying to make with us. So that's perfect. It's on point.
It's the whole aquatic theme.
Oh, I didn't even get a beach.
You didn't understand the... Are you serious?
It's like the beach, the ocean, and then the shark.
Yeah, and then death.
And then the blood, the death.
The blood inside.
And then certain death.
It's the circle of life right there.
Justin, you got our last beer in front of us.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
So this is Big Man on Campus. This is 8.2%. So we're closing out with a
Jeez Louise.
With a punch. And and it's got the Teen Wolf guy on it. Although he looks a little bit older in this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like an adult now.
Yeah.
Young adult wolf. Yeah.
Oh well, it's campus, so he's in college now.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
collegiate wolf.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of Teen Wolf and that DJ from the 50s.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So what kind of beer is this?
This is an New England IPA.
Nice.
I was like, what's a NEPA? No, it's a New England IPA.
What would be the best use of a Teen Wolf beer? I'd think a stout.
Right, like to actually like for what you're gonna say is a Teen Wolf beer, like, oh, this is a Teen Wolf beer.
I would not look at that label and think
IPA.
IPA.
Because you want something that like puts hair on your chest, right?
Yeah. This is just a can of vodka.
Or like a whiskey, yeah, I was gonna say. Cheap vodka. Cheap vodka beer.
That would actually be pretty funny if a brewery did that. You bought a 4-pack, open it up, it was
just like vodka.
Just a pint of vodka.
This is certainly not as sweet as the other IPA that we had.
So how did you get into doing like the Eat Local CNY stuff?
Well, my parents have always been like in food and restaurants and stuff. My dad's owned restaurants throughout his whole life, and he owned a spot in Syracuse in the 70s. And if you've ever been to Francesca's Cucina here, so my mother was the decorator in the very beginning. Dad was the opening consultant, helping put the menu together. And then their chef they had hired backed out before opening, so my dad was the opening chef for like 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
So that's kind of some of the stuff he's done. I moved back to Syracuse 4 years ago from Texas, and I was working, had a job, and then I started like a social media marketing company with a friend of mine. And immediately when you say like I'm a business owner, I think people automatically think you have money. So
Suits. Yeah. I almost wore a suit today, honestly. Really? Yeah, I thought we were going to be a little more formal than that, but Justin told me to back down.
Yeah.
You were just about to like rent the tux.
And submit. I'm like, well, it's a quick order, so it's twice the price, but it's also twice as nice.
Yeah. So I think, if you say you're a business owner, it's like, oh, you have some sort of money, which is very rarely the case. Mm-hmm. So my parents at the time had a friend who owned this company called Buy Local Syracuse. Mm-hmm. He sold annual memberships to local businesses to then list them on his website and then post about them on his Facebook page and his Twitter account. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he was successful or not, but he was trying to sell the business for like $30,000 or something like that. It was way overpriced.
Yeah.
I didn't have that kind of money to just buy a business. So I thought we should do the same thing, but for food. So we did. So I went on Instagram and saw the most used hashtag in the area for food was EatLocalCNY.
You said, that's mine now.
Yeah.
Smart.
I own that.
Yeah. You growled at it until it's submitted. That's very smart.
So I went on GoDaddy. I bought the domain name and started the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram account that night. Then came up with the concept later, which was one of the worst concepts. It was selling memberships to restaurants to be listed on our website and then have us tweet about them. So it was like a local Google, which, in case anybody was wondering, will never work because Google exists.
You just destroyed someone's dream.
Sorry, guys. Hey, guys, if you're listening, we're sorry.
It won't work.
Newsflash, you're going to fail.
Oopsies.
I did that for a year, and we sold like 40 memberships to restaurants. Again, it was just kind of a bad idea. I don't really know how much we did for those restaurants in that year. But I sponsored the Taste of Syracuse that year. I was a sponsor for Believe in Syracuse as well. So pretty much all the money we got, we just put right back into like sponsoring other organizations' events.
That's awesome.
And then the second year, I was working in Buffalo for the company I worked for. And so I really backed off of everything. It was just Instagram posting and really just resharing posts from restaurants in the area.
Did you buy Eat Local WNY at that point?
I do own it.
Yes! High five. That was pretty good guess, right?
I'm pretty sure I own it. I have.
Very good.
I could open up my GoDaddy account and find out.
Here, actually, if it timed out, I'm going to go buy it right now. You're like, how does some guy named Andy own it now?
I'm like a domain name hoarder, though.
Nice.
If I have an idea for a domain name, I'll buy it. Actually, I have a really horrible story about me as a human being of doing that. If you want to hear it.
Yeah. Is this a double story time episode?
This is a double story time.
Can it be, you said horrible, right? Can it be like a little darker?
I'll try.
Like evil? Like maybe organs?
Like sinister?
I was running the Facebook account for a barbecue truck in Austin, Texas while I lived here.
Yeah.
And I would just post for them and all that kind of stuff, right? I had the pictures. So about 6 months into it, I needed new pictures. So I flew out to Texas and went and hung out with the restaurant owner for a couple of days and took pictures, while he made food. And part of the deal was, because I charged him so little, is that one of the days he would take me around to all of his friends and introduce me, and I would try and get their business. So we pulled up to this, like, in Texas, at least in that part of Texas, there's like little makeshift food truck rodeos every day in the same spot. So you can go to like the corner of this street and that street, and there will be 6 food trucks there every single day without fail.
The same ones?
The same ones.
Like they have like permits and everything?
Yeah, and most of them just leave their truck there You know, it's like that. You know, food trucks are all over, especially the Austin area.
Yeah.
And so this was one of them. And what was the name of it? It was a hot dog food truck. Okay. All the guy served was hot dogs. And he had this like $80,000 food truck, but all he served were hot dogs.
I'd buy it.
Oh, it was called The Dog. THADOG.
Is there an apostrophe?
No. Just The Dog.
That dog.
Is the name of his business.
It is that dog.
And
very good.
He's like 70 years old, something like that. He's retired. Spent like $80,000 of this food truck to just sell hot dogs and like Lay's potato chips, you know. And the guy that I worked for, his name's Vic. We go to this little food truck rodeo park area, and we go around to the different owners, and we're talking to him, and we get to this guy, and Vic's like, you know, hey, good to see you. This is my friend Anthony. He's from New York. He does my stuff. You know, you should talk to him. And this guy's like, oh, that social media stuff doesn't work. I'm not going to get into that. He goes, the only thing I'm going to do is, he goes, thedog.com is available. I'm going to buy that for $7.99. And I've got my nephew who can build me a website, and that's all I'm going to do. So after hearing the guy rip apart how Facebook doesn't work, Vic, my client, was talking to him about like whatever neighborly stuff they do in Texas, and I was standing right behind him on my phone buying thedog.com on GoDaddy.
Do you still own it?
I still own it to this day.
Are you going to sell it to him?
I actually have it for sale on GoDaddy. And it's oddly enough, like GoDaddy puts a valuation on websites, it's worth like $1,500.
Nice.
So I'm just waiting for like some XXL clothing company to come buy it. That's called The Dog.
Yeah.
So sorry, I think he's actually still in business.
I wonder if he went home that night and was like, no!
I actually called him up like a year ago. I called that business to try and sell him the website back, and he answered the phone, and I was so nervous that I hung up the phone. I was like, I can't do this.
So we haven't talked about this beer, how it tastes. It's very good.
Yeah, I like it.
So you like New England IPAs?
I do.
So how does this compare to like?
I'd say this tastes really similar to one they make called C's Get Degrees, and that's my favorite beer that they make, and this is probably, I'd say, on the same level. Yeah. I wish I didn't like IPAs as much as I do, but I do.
I like how on IBUs it has a question mark. So maybe Artistic Mike got a hold of it.
Is it handwritten?
Just chucking. No, it's not handwritten.
No, it's not
not this one.
Some of them, I don't know if they're still doing it. No, they must have changed. In the beginning, when they first started canning, which was only like a couple months ago, these were all handwritten in.
Oh, wow.
All that information, yeah.
Ugh. So not only are they canning it, they're like going through a meticulous. Oh my god, that's a labor of love.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's something you like go into like the basement and there's like low lighting and people are just like scribbling on cans and like.
Are you talking about a sweatshop?
There's a bunch of children down there.
Yeah. Hey, Mike or other Mike, this is not good. I'm kidding. Those guys don't do that.
No, they don't.
No.
We're just trying to paint a picture for our listener. Have you ever had Heady Topper?
Yeah, Heady Topper Kasai ramen, not to be confused with Noodle Poodle.
Doodle, but
Doodle.
No.
Noodle Doodle.
Actually,
Poodle Noodle.
I got to go get my phone in a little bit because this guy's going to try to buy noodledoodle.com. and I'm going to be in trouble.
I'm going to start that business. I went to Kasai Ramen, had just gotten Heady Topper in.
They did?
Yeah, not recently. This was a few months ago. And I had never had it before. And so I went in there, and the owner, Kyle, I sat down at the bar for lunch, and he was like, oh, I just got this Heady Topper, and, do you want to try it? I was like, yeah, I'll have one. And this is during the day on like a Monday. I'm there for lunch.
Mid-morning.
Yeah, and I wound up having 3.
Oh, no. 3
Heady Toppers? Yeah. Those things are like 8%ers, right?
They're so
I wound
good,
up taking an Uber home. I was like, I'm pretty sure I called into work. I was like, yeah, something, somebody broke into my house. I got to go home and check it out.
The Uber driver's like...
So you liked it, though.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It's funny. They show up at different restaurants and places in Syracuse at different times. And I almost wonder if they do that intentionally because Kasai had it a few months ago and then they were out of it. And then a month and a half later, Toss and Fire said that they had it. There is this really weird... They're actually on the card as well. It's called Fair Deli. It's over by the fairgrounds.
That makes sense. They've got really good sandwiches.
Yeah,
right?
they do. It's this really weird bodega that's situated between 2 burned dairies. And they have a somewhat legit deli in the back of this bodega. And then they have oddly a pretty decent craft beer selection.
Interesting.
And they had it there. They had Heady Topper there for a little bit. It was like 4 years old, but they had it.
Yeah. Right. It's got dust.
Is it bad at that point?
Yeah, it's not that good.
It is a Heady Topper.
Yeah.
Blow it off.
We've been sitting in the sun.
White topper.
A genie comes out of the lamp.
What wishes? It just came true.
Yeah. What wishes? I'm really hungover, so just make them quick, and I don't have to walk too far. If genies have feet.
So we should wrap this up soon. We didn't really talk much about the waffles, but mine was really good.
Mine was good too.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid little place, Funkin' Waffles.
Yeah, and I like that they put on shows there too.
Yeah,
like that's. For the music scene, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find venues, and they're like one of the best spots downtown for like at least smaller artists.
Yeah, right. With like a reasonable stage size, I feel like Syracuse doesn't have like a ton of... You either got like a little corner, or it's like a much larger venue.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're kind of a nice medium, I would say.
And they have shows all the time there, too.
Yeah. And they're right next to Al's, so they pop in for a whiskey.
Which you love, Al's.
Yeah.
We'll rock and roll.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. I say joining us, like we're kind of... It's like, welcome to your studio.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to, thank you for having us.
I mean, you brought a lot to the table that we...
Yeah.
I mean,
this is good stuff.
This is actually great because, I work downstairs, and granted this is a Saturday, but I still came upstairs and just had beer and donuts and Thanksgiving waffle. Yeah.
That was good, though. Brie.
Yeah. Yours was brie, basil. Bacon
with an apricot jam,
questionably marmalade.
Apricot.
Did you see any apricot floaties in there?
No.
Interesting.
I think it was like a jam of some sort.
Okay.
And what was yours? You just had bananas. All I saw was bananas. Like there was like more banana than waffle.
Bacon, peanut butter.
That's what you were pouring on it. I saw you pouring some
peanut butter.
Actually, Modern Malt has something kind of similar to that.
Do they?
Yeah. It's like pancakes, though. I think. Gosh, if Funkin' Waffles ever did some sort of like biscuit waffle with
that's a good
sausage
idea.
Gravy.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid idea.
Yeah, I gotta talk to that guy about that.
I'm gonna go buy that domain name right now, Biscuit Waffle.
No, he's ruining our dream.
You're gonna go back and be like, "Hi, I'm from a podcast. I was here earlier.
Yeah, I've got a recommendation for you guys." All right, well, I'm gonna go quickly run to my phone and try to register Noodle Doodle as fast as I can. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad to have you.
And we look forward to hearing some follow-up stories on you versus the dog.
The dog.
But you want to do our little lead out?
Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find this podcast and others like it on Spotify and iTunes. And you can find us at our website at www.snackdownpod.com. Snack you later.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Very good. Bye.
That's a do-up.
See ya.
Strangle you with a noodle.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, this is machine processed noodle now. It's a lot stronger.